We're gonna talk about 40K. Hey everybody, Brian and I are back. We were zombies, we were dead, then we became zombies, and now I think I got Lichhood now. My phylactery's downstairs. I don't guard it at all. I'm the world's worst Lich, and I'm ready to go. Talk about 40K.
I mean, 100%. I will admit that Salt City, although absolutely a fantastic time and a ton of fun, I don't think everyone realizes how much that takes out of me for the week ahead of time preparing for it and getting everything done, and then running not just the 40K event and TOing that, but running around the entire building and taking care of all the other events we had going on. So it's a little exhausting, but happy to be back.
I'm excited. I had a great time. I got to give. Well, let's start off with big things. First off, got to give props. Salt City went off. I can't say without a hitch, but without, I think, a person in the event that didn't have a great time. I mean, at least I did. How about that? So I had a great time, as always. It was a fun time. We had a lot of people. We had a lot of competitive games going on. It was super exciting.
Absolutely. And it was really neat to see the diversity. I mean, yes, at the end, there were 2 undefeated Blood Angels lists kind of fighting it out. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But it was nice seeing a huge diversity towards the top, where there was a lot of different lists in contention on day 3.
Yep.
To where it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just in the top 4, we had 2 Blood Angels, a Demon, and a Eldar. So yep. It was really, really nice. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm going to give Cullen props on this because I got motivated to make a different style of Eldar list by playing his list. So I like coming back from any tournament with you. For me, I feel like I'm more energized after a tournament with new ideas and wanting to play even more. You know what I mean? So like we played 7 games, but I wanted to play. I immediately wanted to test things and try things out. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a big thing from a tournament. You know what I mean? You should come back from the tournament feeling jazzed for the game. You know what I mean? Or at least adventuresome as far, you know what I mean? I saw this list play. I want to make changes to my list, things of that nature. Because I almost always want to tweak and or try out a new idea every time I come back from a tournament. I think that's important.
I agree with you on that one. My big thing when I come back from the event is I get jazzed because obviously I run way too many events. But the fun part about coming back is I get inspired to go, oh man, there was a cool idea I saw. It might have been like at the mid-table, but I saw how to improve it, to bring it up. And there was a couple list ideas that I saw running around where I was like, all right, this just looks awesomely fun. And of course, right now I am stoked, and I don't care what anybody says about it. I'm putting Imperial Agents on the table before too long.
I just recorded Assassins over at Marsati's house today, and he's already ordered all of the stuff he wants to bring, and he calls it the annoy my opponent list because he just wants to put so many 4-up invulns. And there's a lot of stuff. I gotta wait for the full everything so I can really dig deep into it. But it looks like you're gonna put a lot of bodies on the board, and a lot of bodies that have invulns, man. That's just annoying in and of itself.
Well, I like the swap out assassins thing. That's super fun. But the things that I'm jazzed about is I actually like picked up more from the other day is these boys, and hopefully they're popping up on screen, and those boys. I just can't wait to put that stuff on the table. I think it's going to be super fun. I fully plan on flooding the board and annoying my opponent.
Tell me, what is your you don't have to, obviously we don't have points, we don't have everything we're going to have, but like, what is your initial list thought or list concept?
My initial list concept is flood the board, play the long game, play the objectives, know I'm sacrificing and trading up units, and trying to, especially with the assassins being what looks like really good on paper, not putting them on the table yet and seeing them out, being able to pick off those key characters and get them out of there so I'm basically dealing with squads and not enhanced squads. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Again, this is just me brainstorming. I haven't really done super list tinkering yet, but once I get there, I'll be fine and good to go.
At least all of the Blackstone Fortress games no one played have a use now. True story.
I just like that I painted up one of those navigators, and I'm just like, woo! I can use it now.
Are the breacher, not the what's his face breacher, the god damn it, the 10-man Imperial guys, the teams, the 10-man guardsman guys, the
Carsicans?
No, the stupid
The
breach
breachers?
teams.
So there's the Imperial Naval Breachers.
Naval breachers, there you go.
Those are in.
I think those dudes, you know who looks fucking sick is the Inquisitor, who's the squad that can join shit, that have the cool hats.
The Voidsman?
No, the I think it's the HQ, the Inquisitorial team.
Oh, the
retinue team or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, they've got the whatever they are. Why am I not remembering? Inquisitorial agents.
I literally was looking at this stuff today. I can't remember.
Yeah, the henchmen. Thank you, Lyle.
Yeah. It's just the new guys have the 10-man squad deal. I like those a lot. They look cool. You know what I mean? They got the crazy beret type hats with they almost look like fantasy models. They look like Empire models. You know what I mean?
Well, these are some of the reason I'm so jazzed is I think a lot of the 40K models, at least recently, have been kind of ho-hum, right? Like there hasn't been a lot of, but that Kill Team era right there of stuff was really cool. There was a lot of interesting stuff in there. I was very jazzed for it.
Why does YouTube think that I need so many tools? I know how to do so little.
Because they've determined that you're spiffy and you're handy.
It's one thing that we're going to talk about today is just, I played BA this weekend, and the thing that felt by far the strongest in the army. Now let's talk about my list real quick before why they felt so strong. So I brought 30 jump death company, 2 chaplains in the Marty, so 3, chaplain in each unit, 3 units of assault jump intercessors, 1 unit of regular assault intercessors, 10 Vanguard vets with the sanguinary priests, lieutenant with combine bolter, and 3 child scouts so I could murder them. And then
whoa, hold on a second. Before you go any further, you mean the child scouts that you abandoned at a table and 2 games later went, where are all my scouts?
True story. Sometimes you don't need all your models. It's silly. Why play with every unit you need? Yeah. But the thing that felt so strong was 30 re-rollable Inferno pistols. It's just bananas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Though I accidentally killed so many tanks while I was like going forward to hit a unit, I would fire them at something. A lot of times it was a tank. And then you get 3-4 results in, and I'm within 3 inches as I'm doing a drive-by basically. And I just picked up multiple vehicles with them. Or you just shoot something. You're like, hey, look, another unit of death company. It would be a shame if I gave you an unsavable shot that just auto kills you. My God, they did some damage. You know what I mean? Obviously power, a shit ton of power fist attacks with full rerolls is amazing. You knew they were good in hand to hand. I underestimated the power that I was going to have the entire game with, they move so fast. You have to go to the middle a lot of times. Dude, having a billion of those on those units it felt buck wild. And I don't know, without all the power fists, without all the Inferno pistols, I don't know how much power they're going to have. I think it's the army might be amazing. Okay. It might have buck wild rules, but it's going to be a different army than it is right now, for sure.
Well, you got to think they're going to lose power. They're going to lose the infinite power fists. They're going to lose infinite Inferno pistols.
Yep.
And once that dies down, and Zuber actually had the point on this one that I actually thought was fantastic. Why would you open up the Requiem and give everyone who's just going out there to die one of the most powerful relics in everything with the Power Fist and the Inferno Pistol?
But it's also they're re-rolling it. I mean, I understand because they're basically zealots, you know what I mean? Raged, zealot, whatever you want to say. So I get they're always hitting in hand to hand because they're furious, power. But why are they marksmen with a pistol? You know what I mean? Like every one of them's that dude from Turkey that gives no shits. So
your list was strong. It had enough trash in it to go score, and I know that Lyle 100% helped you with this list. It wasn't just you designing it.
Oh God, no! I sent this. Lyle and I probably put. I don't know. Not to be exaggerated, I think we came up with 14 to 15 versions of this. Now, when I say 14 to 15 versions, a lot of times we were working on the last 400 points. You know what I mean, kind of thing. But like, this changed so much. Yeah, that is true. They give them the hand-to-hand weapons.
Yeah,
but he's right. He goes, lore-wise, that film may get all the weapons because they think that the greatest honor that they can give is the Black Rage people, because they want them to murder shit people. Yeah, we had so many versions of this list though, and the thing is that I don't know about you guys in 40K. I love that part of making lists. Like once you get a core concept, I love trying to work out the details of making it optimized, and not just optimized, but optimized for you. Like I bring so much more trash than almost everybody. You know what I mean? Multiple people have said that. And I talk about lists that I make or lists that I build, or people I coach and stuff like that. I always have to temper it to the person that I'm talking to, because I want so much more shit on the board than most people do. So that's why I ended up with 3 scouts and shit like that. You know what I mean? I needed junk on the board. I need to be able to play the game. That's my style. And that's important though, because whether you're grabbing a list from online, WTC just happened, Salt City just happened, or if you're, you got a coach, you got whatever, it's important to, temper that with, this is the way I play. Because, too many people I've seen grab a list they saw online and they either don't get the results they want, or they just don't have a great time because it doesn't have elements or specific units that they love. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like you and I, Brad, have a lot of similarities in that we like a little bit of MSU in all our armies. Even when we're playing more elite armies, we like to have an MSU concept in it to where you have something. And that's, something that if you were to give you Imperial Knights, you would be like, where's my screening units? Where's my where's my trash unit? Where's my exchange unit? Where you don't have them in those. So it wouldn't work for you. You'd probably still do as well as you could with it, but you would be very unhappy. And at the end of the day, you'd be like, God, I hate this army.
It just doesn't play like I.
Yeah.
And it's important on that, man. Like to play things that you want to play. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal. So I'm semi excited for Agents of the Imperium. It doesn't have a ton of stuff. I think for me it has more lore stuff than it has on the table stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. My army starts with all the sister stuff instead. Yeah. Yeah. The big thing on this is that I want to make sure that I want to see how BA is, to be honest with you. I enjoyed playing them quite a lot, but it took us forever to get to that specific list, ironed out completely that list. And I don't know if I'm psyched up to start from 0 points on Blood Angels. You know what I mean? Also, it was just nice to throw it down. It was a powerful army. It's something that by the way, as soon as we got back, I immediately gave it to Crawley for Champs Cup. So I literally went to your tournament to practice and do stuff, and then I immediately gave it away.
Yeah, no, it's a good army list. It's very solid. You dodged a couple of what I thought would have been tough matchups for you early on, which was good.
Day 2. My God. Also, I always thought we were friends, Brian, and then you had 2 Dawn of War missions on Type 3. I was like, why do you hate me so?
I mean,
fuck.
The funny part about that is people were like, wow, it's different to see missions that aren't the GW recommended missions. And I was like, yep.
Yeah, that was.
They're like, did you intend to do that? And I was like, yep.
Yeah, I was just saying.
They were like, oh man, it seems like you put thought into which one of these you put together. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't do it willy nilly. Just go, I'm going to pick some cards. I actually put a little thought into it to try and make it function.
After I deployed on that, I was just sitting here going, this is so open. I went to 2 spots. On day 2, I jumped into 2 spots, period. And done. Luckily, I actually played Wolf Jail on day 2, so I got to not get shot, which was nice.
Yeah.
So that made me happy. But like, yes, the thing is anytime you make it all the way through, a 6 to 9 game tournament, you have to have a little luck either in the dice, the matchups, or just the order of the missions that come at you.
It's
Period.
like the one thing, like Saturday night, Brad sitting there and he was like, man, I really hope I don't have to play that Elder Army first thing in the morning on Sunday. I'd really like not to play that army first
Fuck
thing on
you.
Sunday. And I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand and I was like, let's just do the pairings. And I legitimately look at him. I push the button and I turned my phone and I type his name in and I go, oh, you're playing Eldar.
That is not what you did. You stood up and you put your phone in my face and your finger and went, ha ha.
I mean, I may have laughed just a lot.
Well, I knew that was going to be my
you're-
most taxing match as far as
Yeah.
my brain, and I knew we were going to be up late, and I was fading away. I was sundowning pretty hard.
All right, Lyle, if you want me to pull that off where we do Servo Skull's Unexploded Ordnance Invitational, I mean, there's a chance we could do that. I don't know if we could do it on all 8 tables, but we could definitely do it on table 5 and just make Brad have a minor explosion.
Jesus, you know what? You basically lost my ability to speak. I hate those missions so much. Servo Skull.
Unexploded Ordnance is better than Servo Skulls, but it's still not good.
They did fix Servo Skulls a little. It's not as bullshit. It's still bullshit. It's not as bullshit. So it's Eloise, yes, it's Thursday.
It's a third Friday. Sure, why not?
It's Third Friday.
Third Friday, yeah.
I decided to make my Thursday my Friday. I'm working for the weekend. Everybody's working. So all of it.
No,
Thank you.
so-
we like being alive also. I love being alive. It's such a great thing.
So one of the fun parts of Salt City was seeing, like, this year in particular, a lot more people brought their hobby game. And as most people know, I really do emphasize hobby at my event. And the guy who won best overall, who was in 6th place, generalship overall with Tau, when he got his best overall and won a golden ticket, I don't think I've seen a face of more surprised, because the guy put time into his hobby. His army looked pretty nice. He spent a little bit of time on a display board. He got a reasonable painting score, and he wasn't that far from being in the top 3, like, just generalship wise. So it was really good to see that. And again, big fan of the hobby.
Dude, you guys have a huge hobby aspect over in your area. There's a lot of people that can paint like a madman and put some real shit on the board.
I mean, we had a guy who's been kind of just plodding along every year at Du Bois for probably, I'd say, the last 3 years. He's like, what can I do to get better? What can I change? What can I do to help my army out? And look, people ask, I'm going to say, like, this is what I like. I'm not saying this is what everybody likes, but this is what I like. And every year he's just been making strides and changing things up and doing a little bit more conversion work, doing a little bit more freehand on stuff, spending time on the little tiny things like the cables on the backside of stuff, and just made his army pop to where he got second best painted, and it was only by like 4 points that he missed out on, tying at the top. He busted his butt to get there, and his buddy who's part of the Rochester Wargaming Club, shout out to you guys, who showed up in force at the event, they've all been putting time and time and time into their hobby, and it's really cool to see.
I have to give it out here before we go too far, because Eloise is already putting it up. France put the beats on people at WTC. Whew, they put up some big scores, clubbed people. They dominated the singles event also. Whew, they crushed. Well done, France.
When you do a phenomenal job building your team, you do qualifiers, you spend time then after you have qualifiers getting people on the team, making sure they're sponsored, making sure there's time, and putting in, from what I understand, countless hours a week of testing, listening.
They went hardcore this year, and it really paid off, man. They were 8 out of the top 12 in the singles. They crushed in the teams. Just a well done. You know what I mean? Just smashing. Phew. 200 people try. Yeah, I mean it was close for him also, but like it's just it's just a well done for them. Also, who gives you my prize stuff away to?
So the golden ticket went to the second place person, and we decided to use the sword that you would have got for the Brian Miller Memorial Sportsmanship Award trophy.
Nice.
And that went to Mark Wittenberg, the guy playing guard with the big mutton chops.
Yep.
Who really like got emotional when he won that, because Brian Miller was a big part of our local community and a huge hobbyist and sportsmanship guy. So we just named this after him when he passed away recently. And well, a little over a year ago. And it's a big part of our community. So it's a really prestigious award to get.
So the best is I was told by my ride that he was originally going to leave early and I was going to go home with Scott and Julie of DOG. And then he brought old Barsati went, I know how much of a psycho you are when other people are driving. And he's like, and I think that you'll never recover from Scott driving. So shout out to Scott for you guys offering to take me. But he goes, I'm going to stay. You need to get your game over as fast as you were getting the other games over. But we're leaving immediately upon you finishing the game. The best part about it was, had a great game, end game, high-fived you. I left so fast, I stole my opponent's army also. So, to which those, if you're watching, they are going in the mail tomorrow morning. I already got them packaged up. How was the weather there? It's fine, actually. It was before and after, I think you guys had it rained a bit while we were there, but like before it was nuts.
No, so on Friday while you were playing at Salt City, we had a monsoon.
I didn't even know.
We got from 7 o'clock in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. We got almost 5 inches of rain. It was astronomically raining out. It actually rained inside the building for a few minutes, which was very interesting. But we got tables moved and took care of the problem. But yeah, it rained a lot. And then as we were packing up, just as we started loading the truck to leave, another monsoon hit. So it was good times.
I knew that you were. I knew that you had rain after I left. You know what I mean? Also, I'm not sure what kind of apocalyptic event happened. We were driving home, and every emergency vehicle ever was coming the other way. So I was just assuming that a nuclear bomb went off or something. I have no idea. There was so many vehicles going the other way, and we just kept seeing them coming. We're like, what happened? Are we fleeing like ground zero of the alien invasion? Like, what is happening, man? So it was crazy on that. Drive was pretty easy, man, to be honest with you. Even it was buck wild. For a change, it's not like the boys. I mean, we're playing in August. It was such a nice thing to not come during a death storm. I'm almost positive that you're a wizard that has weather manipulation and you try to murder me every year at Du Bois because it's always a winter storm.
I will always go with Du Bois is always fun because normally you're like, oh, Du Bois is what weekend? Oh, yeah, that's the first snowstorm.
Yeah.
Where's it going to happen? Well, it could happen in between Rochester and Buffalo.
Yeah.
Somewhere down around Erie, PA to mess up people coming from that way. Or it's going to happen from my drive from Syracuse to Rochester.
There's always a big one. Exactly. My game was an anti-game, and I stole his army. Exactly. It was good times, man. WTC happened. So, like I said, they had a shit ton of people at WTC this year. I was excited. I really love. Both WTC and Salt City had so many different armies on teams that you like. in years past, you had like maybe one or two differences, and most teams just brought almost the same shit. You know what I mean? It was really refreshing to see so many teams just have vastly different lists. You know what I mean? In different factions and stuff. I like that a ton, man. I know there's tons of shit we can do to fix the game, but right now I was pretty excited about where the game is and the fact that you can just see so many things be viable. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So,
what right now, outside of properly pointing Space Marines, because I think that's really the only problem with Space Marines. Their data sheets are pretty decent for their good stuff. If you properly point them, I think they're fine. GSC is the only army I can point at right now because we know that, you know, the non-existent army that's going away is going away. GSC is pretty much the only army right now where you go, okay, that needs an overhaul. Their book didn't work, right? Outside of that, I think everything's fairly balanced.
dude, I'm going to Zoom's comment. Counts of people facing the death penalty and Brad driving in a blizzard is the most stressed out I've ever heard someone. Dude, I was fucking done last year when I walked in. I was like,
He walks in and goes, somebody, please wine me. And I handed him a bottle of wine and a chair, and he went, all right, everything's right in the world.
so fucking Jesus. You want to watch a Kill Team cinematic? We should probably play that.
Absolutely want to talk about that Kill Team cinematic trailer.
Let's do this. As a matter of fact, I've got it staged up. One of you is streaming for stress. Hold it, please. To-do. Let me click on the Warhammer community button. And then I'm going to click on the video. Except for the fact that my eyes are watering. So, let's play it.
Turn the sound down for the video, Brad.
I do have it on.
Okay. It's not coming through.
God damn it! I've got it captured. It doesn't make any sense.
That's all right. So it's going pew 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 bang bang.
Well, I know you guys are thinking, I can't believe we can hear it. There we go. He says we can hear it.
This wasn't on mine. Not gonna lie, this is just one of the coolest looking cinematic trailers.
Dude,
What, Scions?
it looks badass. I watched this twice. Proper fate of all top Pathfinders.
We're getting new Vespid models that won't be made out of pewter. Yay!
Yeah. Vespa getting more kills than they have in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Hey, at Salt City, I watched somebody charge with Vespid and kill off the last scout. It was hilarious.
That's awesome. I like that my head's on fire now, apparently.
Yeah. I was like, I've only got one hand left, but I'm going to shoot me some Vespid.
I really like that trailer, and I think, tell me about Kill Team right now. You've been talking about that. You want to talk about that in AOS?
So, Kill Team is really fun. It's much more movement. I like 40K is a movement based game. Don't get me wrong, but in that, all of your line of sight is drawn on angles and on everything. You kind of best thing to have is a piece of string with you to kind of check to make sure you got good line of sight and everything else. It's super fun, and it's a clunky game. I mean, it's got a lot of rules and go, but the thing I'm the most interested to talk about for 40K players that keep looking at Age of Sigmar and going, man, those are pretty models. Man, those are pretty models. And Zuber is going to be one of the people who's fallen into this. You grab some Age of Sigmar models and just put them together, and you're like, man, these models are sexy. They've come out with Spearhead, which is a 1,000 times better version of Combat Patrol. It plays on a quarter-size board, which if you picked up the Skaven Tide box set, you get 2 Spearheads, extra models, the AOS rulebook, the board to play Spearhead on, the cards you need for Spearhead, the General's Handbook, which is basically the Pariah mission deck, and all the cards for Spearhead in 8 bajillion models. The deal for that box is ridiculous. But if you don't want to do that, you can just go, oh, I like these fish-looking elves. Grab them, put them on a table. All you got to do is buy their Spearhead box, which is MSRP 140. So if you're buying it anywhere at the 15% discount, you get it for like 125 bucks. And you
Punch 2 babies, maybe 3. But streaming from the public library, no, they'd have a better goddamn internet connection.
Telling you, we're gonna get you one of those like T-Mobile boxes. Maybe it'll be better for you,
dude. It's fucking nuts. I pay like $1 billion for this fucking internet. I have the bestiest of the bestiest I can get, and you know what I get?
It may sound like I live on the Indianapolis 500 tonight, but I live in the middle of goddamn nowhere, and I have better internet than you.
Ah, so angry. By the way, that is kind of what was going on. I also threw my hat on the ground, which is why I'm not wearing my hat. I don't even know where my hat is right now. I got so pissed. We've been trying to reach you about your internet's extended warranty. $1 billion. Yo, Zooms.
All right. So, anyways, I was ranting about Spearhead. Basically, Spearhead, super good, super inexpensive to get into for a GW game. I think everyone should check it out. I'm a fan. I very much enjoy fantasy games as well. But Spearhead is so well put together and so well thought out by the GW design team. I kind of want them to fire the 40K team and put the AOS guys in charge because they had some really cool ideas. It was absolutely fantastic.
I like it. I got a question real quick. Is the Sanguinor, is all that writing, is that into the model or did they paint that? Like
in the
Sanguinor model.
I want to go with they put that in there.
So
I don't remember on the, because I haven't painted one of the original ones, the last ones, in quite a long time. I don't remember it all being there, but there's this lovely tool called a micron pen. If you haven't heard of one, they sell them in a lot of different sizes. They don't use a paintbrush to make those squiggles. They use a micron pen.
Tell me about a micron pen.
So a micron pen.
Is this some sort of like, are you trying to have me go on a hunt? Is this we get a snipe?
See if I can get it to show up in front of me. I don't know. But this is a micron pen. And what it is it's a very fine tipped. This is an 05. It's the smallest tip. And it's legitimately ink that is permanent. It is super fine tipped. Works really, really well for scroll work. Everything else, it just does a phenomenal job. I use it on all my purity symbols. I know a lot of other painters, professional painters, studio artists use these things. Absolutely fantastic. They're $3. You can't beat it. It's super easy to make your life better.
I like it. I have no idea how these are made. If you told me that I had to do some shit like that on a scroll, I would just be like, welp, no. So,
yeah.
What do you guys think of this new model?
I like it. A lot of people don't like that it looks very, very similar to the last incarnation. I actually like that it's not a striking leap from the last incarnation. It just, hopefully in plastic, won't break every time you play with it like the Finecast one did, because that model was just bleeping awful. I like that it's not on a tactical rock, because I'm very, very tired of the tactical rocks.
Tell me, what fine cast model do people like? Because all I ever hear is fine cast can suck a tornado of dicks. Is there a good fine cast model?
No. So when Finecast first came out, it came out at the same time as the relaunch of the Drukhari line. And I was like, oh man, I can play Homunculus Covens and get all these Incubi and Grotesques and everything else. And I bought it. I put it together in a week. I didn't even get it primed. I just wanted to go to an event. Went to a local RTT. By the end of the RTT, every Finecast model had something broken on it. And I was like, well, not only can this suck a tornado of dicks, as you put it, it was just bad. And I was like, I repaired all the models, sold them to a buddy, and went, I don't want anything to do with these ever again. Finecast was a great idea in theory, just very poorly executed.
Yeah, I saw that. The KR sent that to me because I'm sorry, but fuck these jump packs. Where's the goddamn wings in the Sanguinary Guard?
But those little flirly things on the back have wings painted on them.
Oh,
I don't like them either. I wish they would have kept with the wings aesthetics. You know, the little wing on the flappy thing isn't as cool. I already saw that there's been quite a few printing people who have been banging out an attachment to put on there to make them wings. So, yeah, no wings and no nipples.
No nipples. I don't need nips. I need wings. I just love these models. I was trying to figure out a way if I could make these work just because I like the models so much currently. I don't like the regular. You went from awesome wings to jump packs, man. It's just like a jump pack thing. It's just whatever.
I mean, they had a jump pack in the middle of the wings the last time.
Sure.
And there was a lot of people who there was a lot of Blood Angels players that didn't like the wings. It probably was a much smaller majority, but it definitely was one of those things.
Nipple armor was OP. You can go to the Stormcast. I mean, the Stormcast wings are actually bad. I mean, to be fair, almost everything from AOS is just a little bit better modelized. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the brand new AOS guys, which prosecutors, with the wings out of the Scaventide box are so bitchin' cool. And if you follow Martin Orlando, which I recommend everyone does on Instagram, he won ITC AOS hobby track in 2023. And if he ever decided to play 40K, he'd probably win it in that. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. But he showed like 20 or 30 different wing paint patterns on his Instagram that were amazing.
I do like the weaponry quite a bit. We were looking at it. I like the spear a lot. Zeus is saying that. I like anywhere where you can put even a heraldry, like a banner and stuff like that. I think the spear looks sick.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. Like I like that a lot. I just like the wings. Imagine, you know what, tell you the truth, put these guys with the Stormcast wings, with these, everybody gets a spear with a banner flowing. That would be a badass unit. In my mind. You know how I'm known for my conversions.
Oh yeah. You're known for and your amazing paint jobs.
Yes. Oh, equally both. Well, I mean, I have painted some stuff. I have definitely not modeled anything. So
Something went wrong.
there, 100% Subs. There aren't enough banners anymore. There used to be banners everywhere.
Yeah,
man. Like everybody had a banner and stuff like
Man,
that. I love that shit.
remember when Ragnar had the two kick-ass banners on his back?
Yes.
Oh, they were so cool.
Yeah, he was flailing around basically with giant signs that said, "I'm going to kick your ass." I love that.
Yeah.
I love Ragnar's banners also because Ragnar's banners were basically talking shit about how badass Ragnar was. They were.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what's nice to talk shit about as well? Remembering to like and subscribe to this channel.
boom! It only took us 45 minutes and one dropped stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I don't know. I like the wings quite a bit. I like the idea of Sanguinary Guard. I do like the idea because they showed the whatever the sprue that they're coming with, and they're supposedly coming in 3s now. So I like it. Yes, exactly. Sometimes you need a little bit of fungus, but yeah, exactly. I would love to have these guys in wings, but I like the idea of them just not being a million of them, because the lore wise, there's hardly any sanguinary guard, and for a while, apparently every single battle you ever had with Blood Angels, every sanguinary guard in the universe showed up for. That didn't matter if you're fighting out over an old outpost out. Every sanguinary guard showed up. No, no more. If you got the wings, stay. The wings will rise like the phoenix from the fire. The wings are coming back. Wings do find a way.
They just gained height. They went from being a little bit wider to a little bit taller.
I do like the fact that they're just on a base without like that flight stand stupid thing. I agree with KR on that, but I would just like the wings too. To be honest with you, I'd like to see all of these dudes with this dude's spear. Like if you had 3 dudes with this dude's spear and wings, so everybody's got a banner flowing, you know what I mean? I think that would be badass. That's what I want. So I don't know. Keep the gold, keep the stat line. I mean, look at that banner, dude. That looks sick. You know what I mean? Off the spear.
I don't know. Still frosty. I think they're dynamic. I like that they're broken pillars and not just a little rock. They're slightly better, but they're really interesting. I like the idea of it. I like it. Looks like there's at least 2 different banners.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the fact that there's maneuverability flaps off the jump pack instead of wings, and I want to punch a baby now. Spear banner, awesome. Stupid jump pack, not wings, not awesome. I do love the fact that they do carve abs in all the armor, just in case.
In case you were wondering, we're all ripped.
We're jacked. My body looks exactly the same as this armor, yo. So
they form fitted it. They molded my body right. All good.
I mean, Brandon does. Still Frosty loves the Vespid, so that trailer, he loved that shit. Vespid getting a couple kills.
If they do the wings in that like very fly-esque look they had in the trailer, that'll be awesome. Because their old clunky wings were, I mean, come on, it was a model. It existed, but it wasn't a pretty model. But if they do something where they use like a little bit of the AOS sculpts like they used on the Sylvaneth stuff, where they've got really fine, detailed wings, I will be very happy.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought as you were talking after KR's not French pole vaulter jack, though.
Can't tell there's loincloths in the way.
Yeah, that's true. I do love that. I really like the one with the sword straight in the air, modeled for disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh man. Outrider tier level for Vespid. You know what? I'd like to see Tau get more use out of their auxiliaries, because they have so many races that they've joined up with. So it's not hard, because the Imperium's basically selling death to all Xenos races, and the Tau are not. You're like, hey, we won't kill you. Well, sounds better than the other guys, so I guess I'm fighting with you. So all of the things some of the time. I like that video. That kill team video got me. Also, I love the idea of kill teams. I hated Death Watch with an all kill team army, because that's not how they work. You know what I mean?
Nope.
They don't send 100 kill teams. They send a kill team. You know what I mean? Or maybe 2, kind of thing. I love that.
It would have been nice if in Agents of the Imperium they made some unique kill teams that were like named kill teams.
Yeah. Well, like they had the book. You know what I mean? You had the one kill team, but there's multiple kill teams that are all named kill teams. You know what I mean? It's like they could have done basically Gaunt's Ghost for the Death Watch. You know what I mean?
It would be cool if they did that at some point. I mean, granted, they've got a lot of time in this edition left. We're getting codexes at kind of a breakneck pace in some ways. And when they get to the, as we know, at the ends of the editions, they like to do some fun stuff for like 6 months. It'd be cool to see those come out now.
Yeah, I'd love to see that shit. You know what I mean? Because those are, I don't know. I like things that give flavor to the game. Obviously, I'm a lore junkie, first and foremost. So it's stuff on that. So yes, the goddamn wings, Lyle. So that's it.
Yeah. So still Frosty. If you've ever seen when my body goes crazy, and Steve's been unfortunately there for a few times, I walk like that breakdancer from Australia. It looks really bad.
You still would have beat her performance, but that is the Discord for the 40K Lorecast, otherwise known to people as Lorecats. Fucking that Discord's a good time, by the way. It's so much chatting about.
So Lyle, seeing you're the Brad handler on schedules, does Brad have anything scheduled for September 28th and 29th? I really need to know.
Well, you'd have to ask him on that, because
I know, that's why I asked the Brad handler.
I was like, I don't know where I'm going ever, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, number one, John around with you was absolutely fantastic. That was such a glorious time. And again, if you haven't hung out with us on a Saturday night at Salt City, you're missing out. I recommend next year you all come out for it. Every person that watches this video, just show up. We have a banging good time.
Saturday, as per usual at Salt City, was fantastic. We had Zoobs singing some karaoke, even though there wasn't really karaoke going on. He just grabbed the microphone. We had music, we had hilarity, we had random things. It was.
And then Brad got explained in full detail what furries are.
Furries and poppers. I didn't know that. I didn't. Just, I thought I knew everything, or at least I thought I knew about everything. I did not. And
so
apparently,
Brad, that's the weekend after Champs. I may make somebody kidnap you and bring you to your EPA.
It was good times. It was time. It was good time. Let the good times roll, my friend. The Quizzers live a long time.
So I got to tell everybody about. So I normally, I was like, this year I was like, I'm not enabling Brad. I'm not going to buy Brad a ton of wine. And then I walked into the liquor store and they had a box that was like, hey, look, it's 24 half bottles of wine with 24 different bottles of wine called An Adventure of Wine.
Adventure of Wine.
Well, I guess I'm enabling Brad this weekend.
It was fantastic. I did like the fact that we got a new room because you were going to ninja kick things because we had so many small things happening. It was hilarious. There was still that was true. We did stay out. Also, Matt, you don't submit a joke list.
Well, he submitted a joke list, and then he goes to me. He was like, "Brian, can I change that list?" I was like, "Well, I didn't think that you were serious when you sent me that list, but you didn't send me another one. Can I please change my list?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "This one's not any better."
Dude, it was fucking good. Barsati was the one that got dropped on. Yeah. John. It was so. I'm just like, hey man, what's going on? Also, screw your stupid app. So BCP hates me. Okay, we had a great time. The only thing was we were too close together. We were kind of back to back, and we played a lot of Hammer and Anvil. I don't know if you've ever met me before. I'm 3 foot tall and I have T-Rex arms. I can't reach anything. I played in the middle of the goddamn tables for all of the Hammer and Anvil missions. I could not reach anything. And I kept watching Barsati. He played on the goddamn last table. The dude's 6'4" with long, crazy, weird, wildly flailing arms. And I had to sit in the middle. Like, god damn it. Like, I guess I'm playing on the final game. I think I went to the other side like 8 or 9 times because I can't reach anything. So I had to do the whole, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, coming through, butt scratcher, come on. Like fucking, I was just like, god damn it.
Yeah, it was a new venue this year, and although there were the challenges, the biggest issue I had was like, all right, so you have to order tables when you guys are ordering tables. They need to be 4 foot wide tables, no wider. And then what did they do? They ordered like 56-inch wide tables, and I'm like, well, that took a foot out of each alley, and that was a much needed foot. And in one spot, it was like a 60-inch wide table, and I'm like, do you guys have other tables we can like fix this with? They were like, everything we got's out there, and I'm like, oh, this is good. All right, we're gonna be tight.
Dude, it was yeah, that's the only thing. And the thing is you live and you learn, man. You know what I mean? And then also, to be fair, again, give your tournament organizers feedback. Don't just talk shit on a forum somewhere.
It was nice because most of my players went, hey, Brian, nice smooth run event. Can we get a little more ass room next year? And I went, well, I did tell you guys at the very beginning that I was very concerned about the ass room. And I apologized in advance because I wasn't happy with it, but there was nothing I could do on the fly. Now, the new venue we're looking at for next year, there's going to be so much room, it's going to be silly. But I actually was talking with them, and they were like, oh, we only have 8-foot tables. And I'm like, that's okay. And they were like, but, we have 30,000 square feet. And I'm like, I think we'll make do.
Yeah, it'll probably all work itself out.
I was like, I think we'll be fine.
Give me some promotions of stuff. I've already put my stuff, 40K Lorecast, in there. I recorded Assassins today. I have no idea when we're releasing that, but that is the last thing we just did.
So the big thing I want to promote is Du Bois GT, which is a unique GT that is much different from other GTs you will go to. We show up to a drinking party and play some 40K. Trust me when I say that you are not going to be playing on the standard GW terrain. There will be a variety of tables at the event. It's going to be a very good time. It's the same weekend as Champs, and if you want to play crazy competitive stuff, qualify for that. If you want to have a good time, come to Du Bois.
You know what? I'm putting this as a link. Copy. Paste. You lost 10 minutes. That is true, but my eyes have been watering the entire time, and I'm pretty sure that if I don't stop the stream fairly soon, my head's going to explode like scanners. There's only a couple people that are old enough to know what the hell I'm talking about for that one, but that's kind of how I feel. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with us on a Friday. I love talking about the random news shit and stuff like that. I look forward to people coming in. You know what? I kind of want to play some Kill Team now, to be honest with you.
Anytime, Brad.
You know what? Hold on. I gotta. This isn't a Thursday, Thursday stream, unless I put you over the fire at least for just a little while.
You gotta roast me every time. And I'll sizzle, I'll pop, I'll smell good.
Oh, no chance, KR. Even though it's the antithesis of my team. Go blue. Nobody super chatted it. So I'm surprised. I'm sad. I'm going to keep the streak rolling just so it can be clipped 1 billion times. 11 Chance just sent that to me. So on that note, again, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Queens, wave us out. Enjoy the weekend.